Okay, so today we're going to install the charge pipe from Depo Racing. Here we go. Start off by removing your plastic intake piece and the two 10mm bolts that hold on the electric fan. Make sure you disconnect the fan at the bottom. After you remove the radiator fan, you're going to want to remove the two 12mm bolts down at the base of the charge pipe. You can see there I stuck my socket on one side, and there's one 12mm bolt on the other side. Make sure you use a long extension when you take that off. You're also going to want to disconnect the factory recirculation valve down there. For Depo Racing charge pipe, it's going to be relocated to the top. What you could find when you take off these two 12mm bolts for the bottom of the charge pipe is when you undo that back one, especially, I had a bolt drop in the back and I was able to get it by hand, but if you wanted to, it's not a bad idea to have a little magnet handy. But all this charge pipe removal process and install is supposed to be able to be all done from the top of the engine with no problem. Okay, so when removing the charge pipe from the intercooler, to make it a little easier, I went ahead and disconnected the bolts that hold down the intercooler, just so I can try to pry this part away from it. Subaru did a good job at creating a nice tight seal through here. So I went ahead and removed the worm clamp, and I'm just trying to separate these two pieces. Okay, next I want to tell you guys just a couple things that I came across when removing the stock charge pipe. I went ahead, like a lot of you did, and probably watched Mishimoto or COBB Speed's videos on the Mishimoto charge pipe install, and you know, there's old videos probably 4 minutes long and it came off, you know, piece of cake. But they had a different recirculation / blow off valve that they installed. This is the stock one. You probably have a little bit more trouble getting this off. It didn't come off quite as easily. And what I came across, what you'll have to do is you'll see that's where the recirculation stock recirculation valve sits right there. So you'll have to compress that little retainer, slide it down, and you know, really kind of wiggle it out without, you know, breaking it, of course. But it took some time. You know, it probably took me 20 minutes to just carefully wiggle this off. There's where it bolts up to the intercooler. Like I said, I went ahead and disconnected my intercooler completely just to give myself some more room. Subaru had built a pretty good airtight flange right there. So it's off now, so I'm going to go ahead and take this off and relocate it to the top of the other one, and I'll show you what that looks like. Got everything disconnected now, and what I want to show you is what Depo Racing includes with their charge pipe. It doesn't include green. It comes in a flat black, powder coated, and I just chose to spray mine this key lime green color. Depo Racing, they give you this nice little rubber silicone attachment for your recirculation valve. A lot of videos don't show people disconnecting the recirculation valve from the stock charge pipe, but I went ahead and had to put it on the ground, put my boot on it, and just pull it out of the stock location. Don't be too afraid. It does take quite a bit of effort, but you pull that straight out. Depo Racing included worm gear clamps. They also included this bag of goodies, an elbow, and the big clamps, a few zip ties, a sticker, a couple other attachment pieces there, and this is the other silicone connection hose. I wish it was a tad bit thicker. I haven't test fitted any of this stuff, so hopefully it's wide enough. In the future I might change it out for a better one, and maybe some of those the nicer stainless steel T clamps instead of these worm gear type. Also, what you'll need, just like the AEM charge pipe, you'll need a length of hose. I went to Home Depot and they didn't have anything that I was looking for, so I went to Ace Hardware and I found this 1-inch inside diameter tubing, and it was basically for a drain hose for your washing machine, and it comes with 6 feet of it. I think you'll probably need about 3 feet. It comes with an extra worm gear inside, and so I'm going to go ahead and cut that to length, and I'll show you how to route that from the recirculation valve up top of the motor now down back to the intake there next to the turbo. Okay, so far we got it installed, got it tightened down at the base and tightened up at the intercooler. I went ahead and I left this loose. Leave it loose until after you get everything else tightened down. That way when you route your hose for recirculation, you can kind of manipulate it into the direction that makes the easiest path for that hose and the least amount of resistance. Okay, so we're going to tighten it down. Okay, so we got everything installed. Tightening back down. Don't forget to connect up your radiator fan. Okay, so everything seems fine after the install. The only thing I had to go pick up at the hardware store was 1/4-inch diameter vacuum line, and that just goes from the top of the recirculation valve down by the turbo. You'll need about 3 feet of that as well. That's the only thing I didn't have. Other than that, everything went well. A few wide open throttle pulls, about a 20-minute drive. All the parameters I could monitor on my Accessport looked fine. Peak boost that I hit on these runs was 19.5. Before the charge pipe install, I was hitting about 21.3 was my max. So I could see that probably go up a little bit once the ECU kind of relearns a little bit. But other than that, 19.5 is pretty perfect. Everything else was fine. Air-fuel ratio was good. No fine knock learn and no feedback knock. So hope you enjoyed the video. So far I think I'm going to be pretty happy with the Depo Racing charge pipe. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. Other than that, have fun. Bye.